Welcome to GusTech. This is Windows 10. The first thing we want to take a look at is the new Start menu that has been implemented with Windows 10. As we mentioned in previous videos, the full screen Start menu is going away, being replaced with a more familiar Start menu. Now, this still has elements of the full screen Start screen that they used to have in Windows 8 and 8.1, where you can see the live tiles and different information. Just looking at some of the most useful links here, you have your File Explorer on the left, your settings right here, nice and accessible, easy to find, and your power. This was a huge issue with Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 that people couldn't find where to turn off their computer, at least for the first little while. So that's a nice addition to have back. You can also see the All Apps view. If you click on that, it's going to come up with a little list here on the left of the different apps that you have. Now, it also is going to show your most used apps. Now, right now in this current build, it's having issues showing the images, the preview images, but that will probably be resolved by the time Windows 10 is released. But again, keep in mind, this is just a place to view your most recently used apps, and this is going to emulate what's been in previous builds of Windows 7, Vista, XP, all the way back to the beginning. One of the big things you'll notice in Windows 10 that's different from Windows 8 and 8.1 is that you no longer can do actionable things from the corners of your screen. You used to be able to take your mouse, give it a little wiggle in the corner, like so, and it would bring up a menu. You'd have the settings options, the brightness, whatever else. You'd also be able to get to most recently used apps. Now, to get to those same settings menus that were previously available, you have to click on the notifications button here in the system tray. Once we bring this up, we're going to see that it has a host of settings built in here. One of those is tablet mode. We're going to go ahead and click on that. Tablet mode is a cool feature that bridges the gap between Windows 7 and Windows 8. When you're in desktop mode, it's going to feel a lot like Windows 7, just like it used to feel. When you go to tablet mode, it's going to feel more like Windows 8, which was really kind of built for tablets. You can see that right off the bat, it brings up the Cortana menu. You can ask her questions, you can speak to her and tell her your heart's desires. It also gives you all your live tiles in a full screen version, unlike the Start menu in desktop mode. One of the cool things about Cortana in this is if you open up Cortana, you can see that it has all sorts of good information for you right here on the left. You just click on Home, you click on your little scheduling book here. It shows you your daily routine. You can have it listen to music. You can do all that right here. So it really does feel like a tablet OS, which is a lot different than what Windows 8 and 8.1 felt like, which was kind of a really sloppy hybrid. When you are in tablet mode, any of the apps that you open up are going to take up the full screen, just like they did in Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. You can also see some resizing options as I'm going through this, just like in 8.1, where you can make them kind of a sidebar size and more of a full screen size. So we can see the videos takes up more, and this takes up less size with the music, and you can see it compresses the app. Most apps are going to support this because this was a native feature in Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 at least. So again, you're going to be able to do some multitasking between your apps even in the tablet view. Now that we're back here in desktop mode, let's take a look at how some of the apps work in desktop mode. As I mentioned before, they're going to come in Windows like you would normally have with any other x86 style application or program. So right here we have our Photos app, which has been totally redesigned so it doesn't suck anymore. We have the Videos app open, and again, these are resizable. You can move them around. You can interact with these with desktop applications from Windows. You know, if you're going to have Lightroom open or something similar, or some sort of Adobe apps, you can click and drag and play around with it, which is really nice. They have done a lot of work to make it so it's actually usable. Let's open up another app here and show you how that process looks. As we open up the calendar, it's going to start out, usually it'll start out in the full screen, but we actually had it minimized before. So it's going to start out minimized for us, and you can see it really does a great job at scaling to whatever size you have it at. Really nice and readable, and again, it's going to function just like a normal application that you're used to in every other version of Windows. You do have the benefit of having this as a closed app environment. So again, for developers, things like that, it's a unified language. You can use it on a number of different devices, and it actually runs pretty well and pretty smoothly when we're not recording video in the background. So, very nice overall. We definitely love these additions, as they're some of the nicer ones put into Windows 10. One of the nicer things about Windows 10 in general is that they've put things in really logical places. If you go down here to the battery settings, you can see that your brightness is right here. I can click on brightness adjustments, really simply adjust it to whatever I want. I'm going to keep it at 100% because it's plugged in. But you can see battery saver settings. I can click right here and get right into it. And I can even set up specific settings for how I want battery saver to work. This is something you'll notice from Windows Phone that's come over to now the desktops. You can have it automatically activate at a certain point, and it does certain things like shuts off certain services and stuff like that. So again, nice that it's redesigned, and also nice that it's really easy to read and kind of that new Metro style. The Wi-Fi icon has also changed quite a bit. Before, it would bring up this weird kind of sidebar. Now it brings up all these different Wi-Fi networks that are available to you. And you can see I can turn off Wi-Fi right here. I can turn on airplane mode right here. I can get right to my network settings. It's all really, really intuitive. I don't have to go searching for anything like I used to. The volume menu is going to be, again, a newer style. I don't know if I really love this. I liked how it used to be back from Windows XP all the way up to Windows 8.1. Now it's this horizontal line. Not my favorite, but still, I mean, it is kind of progressing with the time. If we go to the bottom right, we're going to see the system tray's date and time has been updated. It's a nice clean interface, tells you the time in nice bold letters, and you're going to be able to look through the calendar here. Again, nothing too exciting on this front, just a little bit of a redesign to make it more appealing to the masses. Last but certainly not least, one of our favorite things in Windows 10 is the new notifications menu. As I mentioned before, you have to click on this to get to some of the old settings that you used to be able to get to by dragging your mouse to the top right or bottom right corners. This is going to be a pretty neat place to kind of go. It's almost like your second start menu, so I kind of wish it was a bit more accessible than just being in the system tray. But it's nice because it gives you all of your recent notifications. You can clear these, you can click on them to do actionable things with them. Very nice integration. Again, this also has where you're going to have your Bluetooth, your location settings, all the different settings that you want to access. You can even click on all settings, and it brings up that little app that we all remember from Windows 8 and 8.1 that gives us some updated settings. Now this menu is going to look a lot nicer, a lot newer than it was before. It has icons accompanying the names. It's not all kind of bundled up on this side of the screen like it was before. So you can get in here, get to your personalization options. Oh yay, wonderful. All sorts of different things. Not a whole lot of different options from Windows 8.1, but it is a nicer interface. So there you have it. That was our initial look at Windows 10. A lot of great things on the horizon. One of the things we didn't really talk about, the performance in Windows 10 is really through the roof. The startup times, the launch times for different programs, everything's been optimized on the back end, and you can really feel it when you're using the operating system. Obviously, this is a build, this is a preview build, so there are some bugs and some quirks and some lagginess here and there, but overall, it does feel actually pretty polished for a preview build. And we're very excited for the end of July when the operating system is actually released and in its final form. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this. Go ahead and leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, concerns, something really important to say. And as always, you can find all the products that we use today to show you and make this video in the description below. Thanks again for watching. We are GusTech, and we'll see you next time.